Part 2. In Part 1, we showed 40 training games to develop attacking soccer. The choice is obvious for us, since a bold attacking strategy is the trademark of Dutch soccer. This means scoring goals, and you learn how to in training. But there is something that comes before scoring. In Part 1 of the Dutch Soccer School, we looked at reflex plays, moves that have become automatic that precede the chance of scoring. The training games showed in Part 1 all started with possession in the opponent's half. In this second instruction video, we go one step further with these game plays. The starting point is that the chance to score comes from the goalkeeper or the defense. This is a basic principle. We do not think you can play soccer without taking risks, or on the chance of a long pass to the strikers. No, when we choose a particular play, we base it on a careful build-up from the backs, based on good positioning in the field. In addition to attractive and attacking play, this is one of the secrets of Dutch soccer. World-famous Dutch coaches have achieved success based on a planned build-up from the backs and careful position play. Today's Dutch team coach, Guus Hiddink, won the European Cup with his team PSV using this strategy, and he bases the Dutch national team strategy on the same principles. The successes of Dutch soccer, and I'm talking here not only of the most recent period but also of the 70s, were no accident. They were based on a philosophy. The Netherlands, though small as a country, is a major presence in the soccer world. Because of the successes of the Dutch team and of clubs like Ajax, Feyenoord and PSV. It's important to remember that none of this happened by chance. It was based on the way in which Dutch people think about soccer, the way we play it, based on good, responsible coaching. That's the basis for the successes of the Dutch team in recent years. The crowd here is very demanding. It's not just the result that matters, but the style of play. Dutch soccer is characterized by seizing the initiative, keeping control, and dominating the field. Game plays that provide the right training for Dutch-style soccer are playing in position and set pieces. This involves the build-up from the backs, attacking the defenders, and constant flexible response to the game. The motion aspect of the build-up begins with the goalkeeper. This is followed by good positioning as regards defense, the midfield, and the attack. Careful build-up play is an important characteristic of the successes of the Dutch team. That's the view of team coach Guus Hiddink. Let's look at the play itself. After what Coach Hiddink has said, it will be no surprise to you that the first play begins with the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper catches the ball after a shot, or after it has been played back to him. The object of this play is to provide training for the next move, a rapid build-up using a throw, a drop kick, or a pass along the ground. The goalkeeper has to kick or throw the ball back fast to one of the mini goals on the other side. When the goalkeeper has complete control of this play, the defense can be strengthened. The three players defend their mini-goals. They must stand well away from them and only start defensive action after receiving the ball from the goalkeeper. One variation, the first ball is placed behind the defenders by one of the coaches. They must then in turn play the ball back to the goalkeeper. The objective of the exercise remains the same. The goalkeeper must score in one of the mini-goals as quickly as possible. Thus far, the goalkeeper has been able to deal with the ball played back to him without pressure from the opposition. The following step allows one of the three players to run at the goalkeeper after playing the ball back. The object is to make it difficult for the goalkeeper to pass or to force him into a particular direction. Pay attention to details. Players must aim at the goalkeeper's weak side or make him kick using his weak leg because his strong side is covered by another player. In the first two exercises, a rapid build-up from the goal was the key. The goalkeeper uses this play when the opposition puts his team under pressure and there is room in the field. When this is not the case, the goalkeeper chooses a slow build-up using his backs. The following exercises are very useful for this build-up. Two opposition players take it in turn to play long shots at the goalkeeper. He tries to play the ball back fast to an approaching member of his team. He has to do this very carefully so that his player can put the ball directly in one of the mini-goals. Now the coaches play a long ball behind the defense. A defender puts the player in possession under pressure. The goalkeeper then becomes the target. He can move the game to other unmarked defenders. This pass must allow these players to score directly in one of the mini-goals. Defense pressure can be increased in this play too by making the long balls more difficult, or by introducing an additional opposition player. This reduces the goalkeeper's options. In the exercises shown so far, we have not seen real defense, such as would be used in a real game. We have been concerned with practicing a number of basic skills to improve the build-up. To summarize, we are concerned with the goalkeeper's speed of response, his ability to pass rapidly from the right or the left, and with the anticipation of the defense. They run so that they can put the ball directly into one of the mini-goals. The following exercises are based on defense and better related to an actual game. There are now 3 opposition players, playing against the 4 defenders who have to provide a build-up with the goalkeeper. They continually receive new instructions from the coach. Four defenders have to build a play under pressure from 3 of the opposition. One of the coaches plays a long ball behind the defense. The opposition puts the pressure on. The defenders try, sometimes in cooperation with the goalkeeper, to use combinations to score in one of the mini-goals. The mini-goals can also be replaced by midfield players or attacking players who have to receive the ball. This play depends on the skill level of the group, the number of players available, and of course the objective of the training. When the midfielders or attackers receive the ball, the play structure is complete. The next moves, the attacking moves, were dealt with extensively in the first Dutch soccer school tape. In the following moves, the objective is for the attackers to gain possession by using a good build-up and combinations. The opposition against the player in possession is very tough. The 4 defenders try to build up a play under pressure from 3 defenders. They then try to pass the ball to the strikers. The most important aspect of this exercise is that the direction taken by the opposition must force the defense to build their play on one side of the field. The organization of this exercise remains the same. The defense is strengthened, and in building the play, the midfielders and attackers are included. In building the play, the game is moved by focusing primarily on the midfield defenders. The same build-up, but now on the other side. Pay attention to the role of midfield defenders. The opposition is increased. The midfield players join in the attack. Now the opposition are instructed to break up the play as far as they can. The side in possession in this game must try to get the ball out to the strikers. As a play, this can be used to conclude the exercise. Play 5 times, see who wins. The playmakers are the opposition. You can practice a good build-up by paying attention to groups and keeping in position on the field. This only really helps if the coach recognizes mistakes and is able to correct them. What does national team coach Guus Hiddink pay attention to when he coaches players in group and positional play? As a coach, practicing group and positional play, you pay attention to emphasize a good build-up from behind towards midfield and attack, which has to be converted into tactics. So you look at the directions that players can move in. You keep an eye on the unmarked man. In doing this, you keep your objective at the forefront all the time. The second part of this video looks at Hiddink's ideas in practice. So we'll be looking at group and positional play as a part of training with a careful build-up as the objective. In Part 2, the important group and positional play elements are central. Here, good coaching is essential. The coach has to recognize the mistakes and correct them. This is often a question of details. For example, the direction the players can move in, but also if the ball is played with the correct speed. The aim of group and positional play is to teach the players to take up positions so that a good build-up is possible. Position play 4 against 2 in a small space, where the playmakers have to pass to their striker who completes the play. Again, position play 4 against 2 in a small area, but now one of the players completes the moves after the striker has missed the ball. This play works best to keep things moving. A defender gets the ball from the opposition who puts on the pressure. Under pressure, he has to try to take the play towards one of the wing defenders. He then plays a long shot. The same play now against two opposition players. One opposition player puts pressure on the ball, the other moves the pressure towards the direction the ball has to be played in. This can also be built up with finishing moves after the ball has been played down the sideline. The wing player can complete the play himself or pass it on to someone else again. Position 4 against 2 with two players in the second box. The idea is to move the ball between the boxes and develop a new 4 against 2 position play. The same position play 4 against 2, now the players on the sidelines have to stay outside the boxes. They also have to keep on changing sides. A position play in 3 boxes. We start again with 4 against 2 in 1 box. The object is to get across to the other side with 3 players against 2. The player in the central box is only allowed to knock straight back. Most important in this position play is to get the right formation as quickly as possible. This is the diamond-shaped formation. The last position play is without goals. We have 3 boxes again. In the box containing the ball, 4 are playing against 3. In the other, 3 players and 3 opposition wait. If it is possible, one of the players on the other side moves into a neutral box. Then the ball rebounds from an approaching player who plays and moves to another box. Now there are 4 against 3 on the other side, and the game has been moved. A group of 4 against 4 towards 2 large goals with goalkeepers. The field has to be divided into 2 halves. The objective is to take advantage of a situation where players are outnumbered. For that reason, the team with possession can only have 3 players in the half where the ball is. The opposition can have a maximum of 2. The exercise is to use the numerical superiority. The same play can be done with more players, here 6 against 6. On the half where the ball is, the team in possession has 1 extra player. This produces a numerical superiority of 4 against 3. A group of 4 against 4 with 2 large goals, where in addition to goals on the goal line, there are 2 linesmen per team to throw in. Then, when in possession, you have 6 against 4 and the option of playing long shots. The final play of this tape is a group of 7 against 7 at 2 large goals with goalkeepers. The dimensions of the field have been adjusted to the objective. The final plays are supposed to check what has been learned during training. For that reason, each starts with a new build-up from the goalkeeper. The most important aspects for a coach in the build-up always have to do with time and space. Space must be used optimally. Players have to make the space as big as possible in all directions, in width, in depth, and in the direction of their own goalkeeper. The distances between the players must be such that they can play the ball cleanly to one another. Everyone has to participate, the goalkeeper too. The time in which this has to take place is, of course, also limited. The player's speed of action must be as fast as possible. The ball speed and position are very important for a highly paced game. The players have to choose their position very quickly. It's important that a cross pass is also a preparation for a long pass. The person with the most time and space can give the long pass. We hope that these plays will persuade you to use a careful build-up from behind. Many of these plays can also be used for young players. Our closing word comes from Sef Vergozen, the coaching director of MVV, who helped to make this video. In preparing this videotape, we started with possession. The strength of Dutch soccer is based on getting possession of the ball and keeping it. This is why the build-up from behind and the position and group plays are given so much attention. Defense will play the central role in the next tape, the Dutch Soccer School, Part 3. Stylish use of ball possession is something you have to learn. By teaching young players lots of different approaches to positions and group plays, their development as soccer players will progress almost unconsciously. But it's important to apply it in actual games. Youth coaches have to give the young players the chance to play, using the motto, "Learn to play together." Mistakes are part of the game. The young player will develop as a soccer player. It's not winning that's important, but learning. Fortunately, most young coaches realize that. This is probably the greatest secret of the fantastic record of a small country like the Netherlands.